Let's get down to business with our Christmas guide. All right, everybody, welcome to Save the Gameboy, part of Save the Game Media. I want to bring you guys a little bit close to a holiday buying guide for the Nintendo Switch. I know we're looking at the Switch 2 coming around the horizon, but some people are getting a Switch for Christmas this year, and because they've been good, they've been wanting it, and families are still plugging away, especially with the Nintendo Switch being, the number one or number two selling console in the United States, which was information that dropped today, which is awesome. I love seeing Nintendo getting these numbers. I love seeing so many people enjoying a system and products that we can get our hands on and just have fun as a family or as individuals. But I wanted to do this so that I can help out anybody that wants to watch our video for now, for future. We're looking at some fun things that we can get and what we can do to maximize our holiday gift giving for our families, for our friends, and anyone else who just might need a little bit of a hint for what we're going for. So, to get this thing started, this is the basic package that we see right here. I found a random image for holiday guide, and we're just going to power right through. First thing I would really recommend when getting your Switch is you're going to need a decent micro SD memory card. Something made by SanDisk is going to be good regardless. Now, this one is warranted by Nintendo, so you're going to get that peace of mind saying, I know it works, I know it's fast, and I know it's going to work out really well. There are several of these. This is a nice starting point with the 128 gigabyte model. They go all the way up to a terabyte, and you can see here that that's on sale for $109 right now. So you're getting almost $50 off by buying it that way. I would probably sit with the 256. That's going to be right there in the median range for where you want to be for downloading games, downloading updates. Some games will just run, and that's the only thing you could have on the Switch. You really need an SD card to kick everything up a notch. These are cool accessories. They're not 100% necessary, but this is a charging dock. This is going to be for your Pro controllers and up to 4 Joy-Cons. So if you have a bigger family, or if you're like me and you just like to have interchangeable pieces here and there, this is nice for keeping everything charged. This is a cool device that I just saw. It's essentially a switching dock. It allows you to plug in up to 8 Switch cartridges and then use a button to switch to the next game. So instead of swapping out cartridges left and right, if you plan on leaving your Switch on the dock, which I don't really recommend, it's meant to go everywhere. This is a good accessory for the home, or for when you're like doing a home vacation, kids are home from school, or you just want to play a couple things just chilling back on the couch. There's an 8-in-1, there's a 4-in-1. It's all the same. I wouldn't really recommend that. It's a cool idea, but it's not up my alley. It's something that I wouldn't really harp on. I don't want things destroying 8 games at the same time if it breaks. I brought up here some extra Joy-Cons. They come in an absolute plethora of colors. I think the newest ones that were released were these pastel ones a couple years ago. Nice light green, light purple. You've got pastel pinks and yellows, the traditional neon red and blue. This offshoot looks orange, but it's probably just a right-handed red one. Everybody loves the Waluigi and the Wario color. The neon pink, the neon green, and the neon blue left-handed one. So you can have a full set of whatever you like. They generally run about $60 to $70 for the pair. You can always buy them on sale. I like to buy my stuff on Black Friday. I know that already passed, and I really didn't get this guide out too soon before that. But you can always find a discount. You can always find some deals wherever you go. This, if you're going to be getting a lot of physical cartridges, I prefer physical media than having everything loaded onto the system. Yes, it's easier for grab and go if you have everything loaded onto the system, but you still might be juggling some memory cards if you're not going to shell out for that terabyte. But what we're looking at here is a substantially large case that holds 24 games and 48 micro SD cards. So if you have a collection, you can store it all here. And you can see by what I'm zooming in is the micro cards sit behind the Switch cartridges. So you can double up on the space, which is way better than some of the stuff I had for my 3DS. And what's a Switch without games? So we're looking at family games, we're looking at party games. I can talk about, I probably will, I'm more likely going to, talk about all the games that my son wanted to get and what I've gotten him over the last couple months for the tragedy he dealt with so that he can start building his library. Mario Superstars is great for a nice family Mario Party game. I know some people look down on it. Not sure if it's this one or the other one, but Mario Party's fun regardless of who you are. You can be a purist and you can hate on certain things, but it's Mario Party. It's always a great option for the family. Smash Brothers is a great choice for the family too. My son loves Super Mario Wonder. He is playing through it on his own, and I am so proud to watch how he plays and what he does to figure out how to get out of those levels. You can't go wrong with Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Echoes of Wisdom, Link's Awakening. I can throw them all out there. I play a lot of the old ones on Nintendo Switch Online, but my son does love watching me play these and how insanely detailed they are, especially on a Switch, which would technically be classified as a lower powered machine. But with backwards compatibility coming through, we're going to be able to play these upscaled in much better quality on the Switch too. I cannot hesitate to tell you, get a case. Somebody's going to be wanting to take this with them everywhere. My son will take this everywhere he can. We have a 5-minute drive down the road. Daddy, can I take my Switch? No. We have a 3-hour ride to New York. Here's the Switch. Go ham in the car. Just don't get car sick. This is an Orsley carrying case compatible with the Switch, the OLED, and it has extra slots so you can put in Joy-Cons, you can put in other accessories so that you can keep it charged. It also has, like you see here, 8 slots for games. So you don't necessarily have to carry a secondary game case. You can put the 8 games, or 9 if you keep one in the Switch, for what you want to keep going with, which is a great thing to have. If you have a second set of controllers, get the comfort grips. It's going to be a lot easier for you to hold 2 of them at the same time. They come in a huge set. This is the one my son has because I gave him the choice. But you can get so many different types. There are third-party marketers that will sell these things fully custom for you. There's literally nothing in these things in terms of parts. I took one apart just to look at what's inside. It's literally 6 screws, and it's just a small, clear bar to show you what your controller number is. And that's just going to be right here in the middle. That's it. These things can get dunked, submerged, left out. They're absolute troopers because they have no parts inside them. But they're also $15. You can get them anywhere. Look at this one's $9. This one's $10 right now because it's on sale, like they always are. But you can accessorize, customize, however you want. The next biggest thing is going to be a Pro Controller. If you're a gamer like I am, the Joy-Cons don't do that well because they're so tiny in the hand. A regular controller, something that's going to fit and feel real nice that you're holding, is going to be a lot better for your gaming experiences. When you're playing Smash, when you're playing Mario Kart, anything on these, every Legend of Zelda game is going to be magnitudes better by playing on an actual Pro Controller. They do look a little pricey. You can find these Power A's in fully customizable controller schemes. The first 2 that I brought up were the Legend of Zelda Midnight Ride and the Mario one. But you can see down here that there are so many different types of Pro Switch controllers. Even something like this, a nice SNES style. controller that works with all of them. It's just a Bluetooth controller that goes with it that gives you that original feel of the Super Nintendo. This is something I have waiting for Christmas. It's a headrest mount to put on the back of your headrest, or whoever, whether the kids in the back seat, adults in the back seat, when you're on some kind of road trips or whatnot. Instead of needing them to hold the Switch right in their face, you can now put it right on the back of the head mount of your seat, your car seat, and it works on both. It's not just, it has to be on the driver's side. But you can see that the nice nylon straps up here are going to give you comfort against the back of your head, and it's also going to give you a nice 8-point harness. So it's going to hold the Switch in there without problem. And you can see right here, it is not that hard to install. And it looks like it's silicone. It's going to be rubber on the sides. So that's going to stretch and give you a nice tight fit. And it looks like it even works for all tablets, not just the Switch, which is why I brought it up. But look at that. Mario Kart with two people that are way too close for the size of their hands. Some people don't know how to edit photos to make them look more realistic. I digress on that point. You can get all kinds of harnesses and all kinds of stuff just so that you can store it, you can keep it there, and then you can have fun with it in the car. This is the Nintendo Switch Online membership. They range in prices, and I can show you on this page. It's $20 for the year for one person. It's $35 a year for a family of, I believe, at least 3 or 4 people. I would have to look into that, and by that, we could do that right now. Except we can't do that right now, because they don't want me to see what's on that page. But you can see a 12-month family membership is $35, and it's $70 for a family membership with the expansion pack. Now, if you look here, the Switch Online is going to give you online access to games, cloud saves, special events you can do every month to earn coins for profile pictures and backgrounds and some fun stuff. Also, entries for giveaways that Nintendo does a lot. And it also gives you access to a Nintendo library, Super Nintendo library, Game Boy library, and I want to say one more, but I'm probably going to stop right there because the expansion pack gives you Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, and Sega as well. You also get some extra bonuses to it, a course pack for Mario Kart 8, the Octo expansion for Splatoon 2, even though we're on 3, and an Animal Crossing area and accessories for that. All for the price of like $50 a year for an individual or $70 a year for a family. This will go wonders because if you plan on playing online with anybody, or even if you just want access to some old Nintendo games, like I'm teaching my son how to play Tetris, and instead of going to Tetris 99, I'm teaching him the original Game Boy Tetris, the one that I learned on with my grandfather, who I have very fond memories with because he was the one that got me into gaming. And the best thing I can do is take that knowledge and pass it along in the form of an internet commentary. But that's going to be pretty much what I have here for a lot of this Switch stuff. The last thing I want to touch on, which a couple of my guys in Discord were very adamant about, the Hori Switch split pad controllers. These are twice the size of a Joy-Con, so it's going to feel way more robust in your hands while you're holding the system with a better grip. You're able to move your thumbs around much more ergonomically and have a substantial easier use to them. And you can see that you can find them in basic white little gold tinge. You can get a carrying case that also can house the Switch with the Hori controller pack, so you can have that controller with you as you go rather than being stuck with the Joy-Cons or whatever kind of case you're looking for. So if you're looking for the Hori, I would highly recommend going for this Tom Talk carrying case, because it's going to fit your Switch, your Hori controller, and it looks like it's going to fit about 10 games as well. Not going to be fit for accessory packs, like if you're carrying a charging cable, but it is going to fit for the Switch itself. You might be able to sneak in that charging cable right behind the felt box where you put in the cartridges. I wouldn't, because you don't want to compromise the integrity of the case or cause any damage to the screen. But you can see from the most basic, and then we can also get more advanced where we get some nice custom controllers. We can get a Legend of Zelda. We can get these cool docking stations, I would call them. These are where the Switch is going to slide into it, and the Joy-Cons are not going to be able to be removed. But it is going to give you a... Oh, look, it has turbo buttons to it. I'm someone who doesn't like turbo buttons or button mapping in controllers because it can give you a substantial unfair advantage. But then again, that is coming from somebody who runs tournaments, especially tournaments at PAX, which we're looking at May this year for PAX. And I'm very excited because that's my birth month, and I'm going to have an absolute blast again like I do every year. But we don't allow cheaters, we don't allow custom controllers. So if you were in the competitive scene, these types of controller docks are not allowed. But if you want someone to have a little bit of fun with it, if you want an easier way to just like take the Switch out, dock it in here, here's your controllers, go ham. Now you don't have to worry about anything on the back or anything else like that. This gives you access to a plethora of buttons. You have programmable mapping and turbo design as well, which in some games you can have a lot of fun with 5 shots a second, 12 shots, or 20 shots, depending on the game that you're playing. I know for me it would be Mega Man, but I do not like using turbo controllers for that. I prefer my thumbs and the speed that they can go in playing anything. So, I've got a short episode today. I know I usually talk half hour, 45 minutes about all different types of random subjects, but today I wanted to be about the gift giving. I wanted to bring to light some things that may have been overlooked, some things that people scream from the rafters for. Just what we can do to help our gaming brethren in what they need, what they want, and what they might not have known exists. Let's have fun. Let's have a great holiday. I'll see you guys after the new year, and I'm going to be bringing some new stuff that I want you to look forward to. Have a great day, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.